I wanted to talk today a little bit about coaching and what it specifically means for a business owner to get coaching. And I consider myself to be somewhat of an expert in this field, being one that I've got a coach and I've had many coaches. I employed my first coach, I think, 2003. So this was more than 20 years ago. And in the meantime, I've become a coach. So I also do coaching. So I think I'm in a funny position where I can say I've had years of coaching and I have given years of coaching. So, and obviously mostly for business owners. Now, I've had the biggest growth in my life come from business coaching specifically because you don't know what you don't know. And it sounds so dumb to say that, but if you really look at it, if you knew the answer to get to the next level in business, you would literally just Google it, right? You would go on Google or ChatGPT and you would say, please give me the financial strategy to increase my profits with this 10% in this industry, in this country, etc. And you would just then get the answer and you would implement the answer and you would instantly grow your business. Now, if that was the case, everybody would just use ChatGPT and all business would, by now, I mean, it's been a year since it launched about, and everybody would have by now just had wonderful businesses that have been growing endlessly. And that's not happened. Why is this? The reason for this is that you have a blind spot. I had a blind spot. For example, in my personal case, what I did is I worked at a stage hard, meaning I said, I'm going to work hard, 10x. I read this book and I said, I'm going to work 10x everything. I'm going to work the hardest everybody's ever worked before. And I said, I'm going to give myself a 5-year stint and then I'll see what happens after this. I'm going to outwork everyone. So when my grandma called, I said, no, I'm busy. You know, Mom, I'm working. If my mom called, I would say, Mom, you also, I'm working. If my friends would call, I had this group of friends in those years where I love them, I still love them. And they would have a Friday afternoon pub lunch. And they would invite me every week. And guess what I would say every week? I'm working, guys. Leave me alone. I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And so the years went by. And after the 5 years, I realized, unfortunately, that I was actually still the same person. I did not improve. My business was slightly more established, but it wasn't double. And I was slightly more tired and sort of exhausted. I didn't actually succeed. And then a few years after that even went by, and I started really realizing I'm missing something. So I did some research and I even became a business consultant myself. And I started implementing various good strategies and tactics in my business, which did make a good improvement. But my biggest improvement came when I realized, man, I need help. I really need help. I'm not getting anywhere. And the day this happened is when I drew a graph and I said, okay, what is the best case scenario if I keep on doing what I'm doing here? Where will I be in, let's say, or at my destination? And I said, I want it to be on this financial place. When will I be there is what I tried to answer. And I saw, okay, I will be in the best case scenario where I want to be in 8 years. I said, okay, well, 8 years, it's not too bad. Okay, let's see the worst case scenario. When will I be where I want to be? Worst case scenario. Oh, I will never be where I want to be, even in the worst case scenario. And then obviously a good decision is usually somewhere in the middle between the best and the worst case scenario. So the most likely in my case was maybe 12 years. I would have been where I wanted to be. And I realized, man, even then I have something I don't want. I'll have a business, and this was in the insurance and investment planning world. I will have this business that I'm not even quite sure I really wanted to have in that exact way. I still want to help people with their finances and planning and this kind of stuff. But even then, it's not exactly what I wanted. So what I ended up doing then is making a decision, drawing a line in the sand and getting mad, getting unreasonable, getting, how can I say, decisive about getting somewhere in my life. And in that moment, thank God I met an awesome coach. His name is Blake La Grange. He still does coaching to this day. I'm still a student of his. Awesome coach. Look him up. And what he did for me is he helped me see the things I was missing. And some of these things were my pricing was all wrong. I was charging a fraction of what I charge now. In those years, I charged 1/40th of what I charge now. And I thought that was a good business acumen and good business model. It was bad, guys. And even going back to those years, my delivery, the value I was giving to my clients wasn't even that valuable. So even though I was charging almost nothing, it wasn't even valuable as well. So it was terrible, man. It was such a bad time. Anyway, so he helped me increase my prices. And for me to do that, it wasn't really a price increase. It was a mindset change, a huge mindset change. So that happened. He helped me see the things in my business that I didn't see. So he would ask questions along the lines of, why do you want to do this? Why are you doing that? Why do you have this result? What is your intent? If you ask these kind of questions, you get to the real reason behind why you are doing a thing. And in that, I was able to build a new business, a new different style of business, which is a pleasure to run. I only have to work a few hours a week on this. And I really help people in a huge, dramatic way. And that was my intent since day one. I want to truly help someone and change their lives. And it would not have been possible, I feel, without him and my coach. So, how does this affect you as well? When are you ready for coaching? When are you in the space or place where it's time for you to get a coach? And usually it's when you sort of feel that there's something not right. And you realize this isn't going to change. No matter how many books you read, no matter how many YouTube videos you watch, you're just in the exact same place over and over again. This is the time to get a coach and to get super honest with yourself. And to really tell your coach, okay, this is what I'm running into. This is the real issue. I maybe don't know what the solution is, but this is the major pain point I have in my life. He will then help you to see the whole thing clearly. A good coach will help you to see the thing clearly so that you then know what to do about it. Because I've come to find as well that the business owner really does know what he needs to do next, actually. He really does know. All I need to do as a business coach myself, I need to remove this stuff out of his way so he can see it clearly. So this is what I would suggest to you is get mad, get unreasonable about your situation. It's not okay to work too hard and have too little money and not being able to see your friends and family or donate to charities. It's just not okay. Get unreasonable about that and say, I do want those things for myself. Then go find a coach that can do that for you and help you see the things that you can't see. And that's where you will be able to confront the things you didn't want to confront. And that will help you to really blast ahead and implement the things you know you need to implement. So yeah, I hope that's been helpful to you. This has been my personal journey. It's really been a pleasure, actually. Sometimes not so much. It would feel like literally someone put a blanket over my head of confusion, and I would just not be able to see the solution. I wouldn't even be able to think of a good question to ask. But I would just stay on my purpose and drive until eventually I would get a breakthrough and it would all clear up again. So I hope this has been helpful to you and that you can use something I said in this video to really make a decision on your own life and your own business to really get ahead. And if so, please leave a comment below. And then until I see you again, cheers for now.